AITA for letting my fiancé fend for himself after he constantly compared me to his mom? My fiancé had a heart attack and required an open heart surgery 2 weeks ago. He just got home few days ago and I am caring for him. A little backstory. His mom and I don't have a good relationship. Since the beginning of my relationship to my fiancé, his mom would constantly try to compete with me and one-up me on everything. She always claimed she should be the first woman in my fiancé's life because she birthed and raised him and how I can't break their bond. For the most part those comments were unprovoked and at first I would be too scared to defend myself, but later I stood up for myself and my fiancé stood up for me and established some boundaries with his mom. His mom sometimes crosses some of those boundaries, but for the most part she's been acting a bit better. During his stay in the hospital, both I and his mom took turns staying with him. Ever since we got home I am the one caring for him 24/7. And I don't mind. I love him and I want him to get better. But I got extremely upset because after we got home he was being ungrateful about everything. He started comparing me to his mom. He started saying his mom would do X thing better and why can't I do it like his mom since that's how he likes it. He gives backhanded compliments to the foods I make and says, "It's good but not like my mom's." He sometimes also snaps at me because I won't do something quick enough or properly enough and he will tell me words like, "I wish my mom was here. She wouldn't be so useless. Just tell her to come here if you can't do these basic tasks." I was patient with him because I didn't want to upset him during his recovery. What made me lose my mind and leave the house was when he told me that his mom was probably right when she said she should be the first woman in his life, since she'd care about him better than I do, and how it was a mistake establishing boundaries with her and that I was the one he should have established boundaries with. After this comment I didn't think twice. I just packed 2 clothes on my handbag and left and went to stay at my cousin's house. He called me and said I'm an off for leaving him home alone while he's recovering and that I should have at least called his mom first so she'd come. I told him he should call her and it's none of my business anymore. My parents told me I was out of line leaving him to fend for himself and that he's right that I should have called his mom first and how I'm tough for making this about me when my fiancé's recovery should be my priority. If he can call you, he can call his mom. NTA, don't marry him. He will never truly be your partner. He just wants another mommy, whom he could have called. NTA. Also, run. Call off the wedding. He can marry his mom since he doesn't get the difference between wife and mother. NTA. Go back. Pack the rest of your stuff and leave him for good. He's showing his true colors. A mama's boy will always be a mama's boy, and you'll always come second. NTA. As someone who dated someone like this who I'm pretty sure would have moved back inside her if it was an option, I can tell you that this is not going to get better. This woman will always take priority, and you will always be their third wheel. Girl, run. NTA. Being in recovery doesn't give you a free pass to act like a spoiled little shit. He still has fingers. No? If he can call and berate you, he can call mommy. NTA. Do not return to this relationship. Fun story. I'm a realtor and my client was buying a home from a divorcing couple. We only know because the other agent told me why they were selling. He mentioned something about the wife was tired of feeling like an enemy to her husband's relationship with mommy, who was in full control of their lives. I just figured it was a bitter divorce and I didn't really care, so we kept moving on the deal. The other realtor also mentioned the light fixture over the front entry was a $3,000 fixture. We get to the final walkthrough before going over to title to sign and all the light fixtures have been removed from the home. So have all the window treatments. In our state those convey unless explicitly mentioned in the listing as not part of the sale. I call the other agent and he tells me Mommy Dearest showed up after they walked through and stole all of it because she helped pay for them and wasn't willing to let go. The mom calls me and starts going off being entitled and controlling, and I just hung up and went to title and had the attorney draft an agreement to hold $15,000 in escrow from the seller's proceeds. For 2 weeks, the exact and fully functioning fixtures and treatments needed to be reinstalled by a licensed insured professional in the same condition as they are in the listing photos before 2 weeks were up, or the $15,000 would be released to my clients. Mommy put her tail between her legs and had them returned and installed. This will be your future op. Rune. Wow. NTA. The issue here isn't whether you called his mom or not. If he were totally incapacitated and couldn't hold a phone, fine. You would call her, but he called you. So he can call her. Please stay away. He is calling you useless. This is his true self. Listen to him. Could you imagine how he would treat you if you got sick? Please leave and call this off before you get married. Yeesh. NTA. I respect going through recovery after going through a major surgery and it being tense. But there's no reason to be that nasty. If his mom wants to be the number one woman in his life, so be it, and become the ex-fiancé. I speak from experience. My mom and my brother are the same way and he's divorced. Mommy knows best. Run while you can. NTA. While in the hospital, you should have asked the medical team if his umbilical cord was still attached. NTA. Remember, it's easier to dump a mama's boy than it is to divorce him. Do not marry this person. This will be your future. No thanks. Run, woman, running while you can, far away, and he can live forever a mummy boy. NTA. So not the asshole here. It sounds a lot like he puts up a front with you when everything is alright, but expects you to be incredibly subservient when he's not at his best. Constantly belittling you is a control mechanism, and he's using guilt over his current state to lay it deep. Let's look at a few points here. 1. He has a phone. Obviously. He called you. He can call his mommy just as easily. He just can't berate her, and that's apparently what he wanted to do. Point 2. Of course it's not like moms. You're not his mom. Imagine. Obviously he doesn't want to build a life with you in thick and thin if he's just looking for a mom. 2. 0. So he doesn't have the shame of living at home, where his needs would be best met. Point 3. It's a hell of a sacrifice to be on care 24/7. I assume you have other things to do. School or work. Or even just grocery shopping at times. This is why people take turns with injured people. To give others breaks. To be constantly the one expected there and belittled. Certainly choose through coping ability. Point 4. You still call him your fiancé, and I'd seriously be rethinking that, honestly. It's obvious he's not ready for a committed relationship with someone outside his family if this is how he is under stress. And related. Sort of. What are the ages involved here? Is there a harsh discrepancy? I really hope you don't get back with him. Imagine how he'd be if y'all actually got married. He's showing you his true self. And his hands are working, aren't they? He can call her himself and explain why you left. You're an absolute fool if you ever go back to him. He laid his "I'm a shit person" on a silver platter. And you'd be a fool to continue eating from it. NTA. He showed you that he was just placating you when you complained about his mom. His illness and recovery is no reason to treat you badly. I hope that you rethink this relationship. NTA. This is a topic pretty close to my heart cause I had a similar issue with my now ex's mom. I was broken up with 24 hours. I met my ex's parents for the first time because his mom didn't think I was a good enough fit. He was super close with his mom and would regularly blow me off to spend time with her. She was a massive snob and didn't think I came from a good enough background for her boy. I regret not walking away right away. He's never going to put you first. He knows it hurts you and doesn't care. His mom will always be first in his mind. He can always get another fiancé, but he can't get another mom. Is that something you're happy to live with forever? The only way to possibly get him to reconsider is to be the one to put up boundaries and make it clear that this isn't an arrangement you will put up with. And if he's not going to take it seriously, you're going to leave. NTA. Marrying him will only make things worse for you. Leave. NTA. I can't believe your parents are piling on as well. The part you need to remember is that odds are his mom will pass first, so he will be the one caring for her, and then he will be left with no one to care for him. Clinking glasses. Let them enjoy their true passion, which is clearly each other. NTA. Just because you're injured doesn't mean you're right or a good person. Your fiancé is being an entitled brat. Bet you anything he wouldn't take that shte if the situation was reversed. As others have said, if he can call you, he can call his mum. Disgust and lack of respect. Location flag. Location flag. Location flag. Location flag.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.